Welcome back to the channel. I trust that you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to take a quick look at the price action of Ethereum as it's playing out a bit of a pullback right now. Ethereum is at a point where it could be sticking in a macro lower high. So does Ethereum move to much lower price levels, or can the bear market rally continue? I'll pull up the chart and I'll show you some price levels that I'm paying attention to. Let's get into it. And here we're looking at Ethereum on the daily chart, and Ethereum playing out a little bit of a pullback here alongside Bitcoin and the rest of the market as it's coming into contact with this pivot point right here at the time of recording. And the question is, can Ethereum put in a higher low as opposed to this pivot point back here? If so, then likely another drive to the upside here, but we are starting to see a few warning shots get fired on Ethereum, and one of those is potential daily bearish divergence being formed here on the chart. I mean, if this candle body is able to close anywhere around this level, so maybe a little bit below 16,000, that will be confirmed, and we'll be seeing the RSI get below the EMA here, rejecting from the bullish control zone, and as you can see on the Stochh, that it's very much ready to turn to the downside from a very critical zone as Ethereum comes into contact with some resistance here, which we can just go ahead and mark like so. Looking left, you can see this area was stabbed by this wick here. It was held as support for a little bit of time, and as you can see, Ethereum is coming in and hitting that, and we are seeing that divergence begin to show up here, as well as that stochastic reading. Let's just look left. Yeah, interesting. This is a pretty significant area, actually. You can see that it was tapped right here before this massive move to the upside. It was held as support right here as well, and it was held as support back here. So this is a really big area for Ethereum, very big area. So with that being said, I mean, if we see Ethereum get back up there and start closing above that horizontal, even better, getting up above, say, this level here around the $2,000 mark, then that would be looking a lot better for Ethereum. But of course, this is going to be dependent on a lot more things than just simply the price action we're looking at here. It's going to be dependent likely upon Bitcoin, what it decides to do, traditional markets. I mean, we're still very much inside a bear market. And as a matter of fact, this is an area where Ethereum could put in another macro lower high in the context of this overall bear market. So this is certainly an area to be cautious of, most definitely. Now, Ethereum has been moving, quite nicely. In fact, it's been a bit more of an interesting asset than Bitcoin itself in the last little while here. But the question remains: can it put in a higher low as opposed to that pivot point there? We do see the 55 coming in around 1,516. So maybe Ethereum wants to come down and test that level. If it can find it as support and come back up to this resistance here, it'd be very interesting to see if it can break up above there. If it does, then hey, things will be looking a lot better. Maybe we see Ethereum come test up around that $2,000 mark. But until it gets up above that level there, I'm certainly not looking for that. Now, if Ethereum does come down and start closing below this pivot point here, then I would say it's fair to be looking for Ethereum to come test some lower levels here, perhaps somewhere around this area, around that $1,000 mark again. But first and foremost, we do need to see if Ethereum takes out this pivot point. If it does so in the daily, that's where I'll be looking. I'll be looking down around that $1,000 mark over time, and then likely a bounce from there. Likely at least a bounce, maybe even a tradable bounce, but we'll have to see what the rest of the market is doing if and when that time comes. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing on Ethereum right now. I'm seeing a little bit of a cautionary tale here. We're right now getting into a little bit of very short-term support. We, at the very least, we want to see it hold above this pivot here, and even better would be breaking above this resistance here, looking for those higher price levels. But perhaps there's a short trade on our hands if Ethereum starts breaking down below that pivot there. Anyway, thanks so much for coming by and checking out this video. Hope you're doing well. I will see you in the next one. Take care.